John, could you start by telling me, why is investing in the share market an attractive prospect for growing and preserving wealth? And what's your strategy for growing wealth?
The way to build wealth is twofold. You can either buy property or buy shares. And we all know that property is out of the reach of most ordinary young people. So you have to fall back on what's the best alternative. And that, of course, is the share market. Now, the other thing that's really interesting to me is to buy property, you need a large deposit and you need a large mortgage. And I wouldn't want any young person that I know to be burdened with a large mortgage, because it just gives you mortgage stress and you can't enjoy your life. But you can build wealth through the stock market. And I have a plan, I have strategy, and I know it works. And the strategy is to save $20 a week. Who can't afford $20 a week? And after 25 weeks, you'll have $500. And that's the minimum parcel that you should invest. And if you do that, builder, if you do that every single 6 months, save you $20, and when you get to 500, buy a parcel. When you get to my age, you'll have $1 million share portfolio. I promise you, you can work the numbers for yourself, but you'll have $1 million. And all you needed to do was save $20 a week. And of course, when inflation goes up, if it goes up by 3%, instead of saving $500, you might have to save $525 or something. So you just keep pace with inflation and save $500 to buy some shares.
Absolutely. And John, what's your greatest tip for Millennial and Gen Z investors looking to invest in shares?
Well, number one, investing in shares is not rocket science. It's pretty simple. So the golden rules are to think long term, don't fiddle, and don't think you can be smarter than the rest of the market. Now, a lot of people will tell you they've got some great stocks that they've picked. They won't tell you about the ones that didn't go well. So don't try and beat the market. Buy an exchange traded fund, an index fund. If you just buy an index fund, $500 worth every 6 months, and by the time you get to my age, you'll have exchange traded funds worth $1 million.
So John, how does the Australian Shareholders Association support investors?
The most important thing, Nelda, is, and the most important lesson is to start now. So if you wait, you won't get to the $1 million. So you have to actually start now. So anybody watching this, they can make a decision. They are either going to be wealthy because they're going to start now, save $20 this week, and $20 next week, and $20 the week after, and then buy their $500 worth. So that's the most important thing. How we can help is that we provide education. We provide education and support, and there's a lot of old people like me in the association that younger people can come along and say, well, what tips do you have? What lessons do you know that we could benefit from? If they join the association, they can actually tap in to a huge number of people that know what they're talking about, that spent a lifetime investing in the stock market, and they can pass that information on to the next generation. And we want to do that. We want to help people know how to become wealthy.
And finally, John, what is the one thing you think investors should know ahead of their investing journey?
Well, there's a lot of smart people investing in the stock market, and all the fund managers and all the stockbrokers get it wrong 80% of the time. So if you're a young person just starting out, how are you going to beat these folks? They can't get it right. So the thing you've got to do is you've got to study what an exchange traded fund actually is. And there's a company called Vanguard And there's a guy, Jack Bogle, they should call him Saint Jack Bogle, because he invented exchange traded funds, index funds. And he did it not because he wanted to get rich, but because he wanted to help other people. And so Vanguard as a company produces exchange traded funds, and they don't have shareholders. All the money they make goes back to helping the people who invest in them. So I'm a big fan of Jack Bogle and a big fan of Vanguard.